talk about full belly or complete belly breathing specifically, and then we'll enjoy a breath meditation called Enjoy More Oxygen with Full Belly Breathing. And that'll continue to reduce stress, increase life force energy and vitality. And that's what we're going to do today. I'm excited to share this class with you, beauties. So let's do this. So let's start talking about conscious breathing. So there is a beautiful quote from the Vedas that says, "For breath is life, and if you breathe well, you live long on earth." And breath is essential to life. It is the first thing we do when we're born and the last thing we do when we leave. So in between that time, we take about 500 million breaths, so many breaths in our life. And it's important to realize that the mind, body, and breath are connected and can deeply influence each other. So our breathing is influenced by our thoughts, and our thoughts and physiology can be influenced by our breath. So learning to breathe consciously and with awareness can be a valuable tool in helping to restore balance in the mind and in the body and to soothe the emotions. So let's start talking about the benefits of pranayama in general, or conscious breathing. So researchers have really documented the benefits of regular practice of simple deep breathing. And it seems to be a hot topic these days with researchers. They really want to understand these mind-body medicine practices, pranayama, meditation, qigong, tai chi, all these beautiful mind-body medicine practices. So they've been doing a lot of research on it. And so what they found is that it reduces anxiety and depression. It lowers and stabilizes the blood pressure, increases energy levels, allows for muscle relaxation, and it decreases feelings of stress and overwhelm. Let's look a little further into that, and let's look at how conscious breathing reduces stress or the fight, flight, freeze response. Again, in the medical community, there's a growing appreciation for positive impact that deep breathing can have on the physiology, both the mind and the body. And according to research, many of these beneficial effects can be attributed to the reduction of stress response in the body. So it reduces that fight, flight, freeze response. And so that's what they're finding. And so to understand how it works, let's look at the stress response a little bit more in detail. So let's look at fight, flight, freeze. So when you experience stressful thoughts, your sympathetic nervous system gets triggered in the body, that ancient fight, flight, freeze response, giving you a burst of energy to respond to perceived dangers. So your breathing becomes shallow and rapid. You primarily breathe from the upper chest, not the lower lungs. And this can make you feel short of breath, which is really a common symptom when you feel anxious and frustrated. So at the same time, your body produces a surge of hormones such as cortisol, epinephrine, which that combination is known as adrenaline, which increases your body's blood pressure and pulse rate and puts you sort of in a revved up state of high alert. And this was all very important and essential at one point in our evolution as human beings. If we were in a position where we needed to use this, like if we were being chased by a saber-toothed tiger, that kind of physical response would be very beneficial. But now in modern times, we don't have the same dangers as we did throughout the history of human beings. So our body is still responding in this way though. And as we evolve through time as humans, we have a choice of whether we want to experience that or not. We have a choice of whether we want that fight, flight, freeze, stress response to wash over our bodies and take over. And it becomes a problem when we don't use those physical reactions. So we're creating a choice with pranayama. We're creating a choice with meditation. We're creating a choice every moment of our lives, whether we want to go into fight, flight, freeze or not. So that is the great benefit of these tools. So let's talk about how prana as a tool can counter fight, flight, freeze, and stress response. With deep breathing, you can reverse these symptoms instantly and create a sense of calm in the mind and the body and soothe the emotions. So when you breathe deeply and slowly, you activate the parasympathetic nervous system, which reverses the stress response in the body. So deep breathing really stimulates the main nerve in the parasympathetic nervous system, which is the vagus nerve. So deep breathing stimulates the vagus nerve. It slows down your heart rate, lowers your blood pressure, calms the body and the mind, calms the emotion, gives you more choices in the moment to decide, am I going to have an emotional reaction or am I not going to have an emotional reaction? It gives you a gap, a space to make those choices in the moment. In addition, with deep breathing, you engage the abdominal muscles and the diaphragm instead of the muscles in the upper chest and neck. And this conditioning of respiratory muscles, it results in improved efficiency of oxygen exchange, which every breath really allows more air exchange in the lower lungs. So you engage the muscles in your upper chest and neck, and that allows you to bring in more oxygen into your lungs and use the full capacity of the lungs. And that's something we're going to learn more about today. So it also reduces strain in the muscles in the neck and the upper chest and allows for muscle relaxation in those areas. So in short, really deep breathing is more relaxing, it's more efficient. It allows for higher volumes of oxygen to reach the body's cells and tissues, as well as reversing the physical stress response in the body. It also helps calm and slow down the emotional turbulence in the mind. So breathing can have an immediate effect on diffusing emotional energy. So there's less reactivity to our emotions. And I had just mentioned that. It gives you that space, that gap to be able to make those decisions in the moment to decide, am I going to have an emotional reaction in fight, flight, freeze, or am I going to make choices in the moment to calm my body, allow the emotions to subside, count to 10 or whatever it is, but just allow that pause to come in and just refrain from reaction and proceed in more of a connection with source. So that's part of the benefits of a regular conscious breathing practice. So let's chat about full belly breathing specifically. So full belly breathing is also known as complete belly breathing. And full or complete belly breathing, it's a technique that engages the full capacity of the lungs. More than any other pranayama that I've practiced, this is an incredible technique that really allows you to engage the full capacity of the lungs and increases the supply of oxygen to the body. Of course, this in turn reduces stress and anxiety while bringing more health, vitality, well-being to the entire system. So let's chat about the Sanskrit breakdown. So full belly breathing or complete belly breathing is an ancient Indian breath technique known as Dirga Pranayama. And the word Dirga translates in English to complete or full. So Dirga Pranayama is a technique that teaches the body to breathe fully and completely using the entire lung capacity. And it's also tridoshic, which just means that it is good for every dosha. So if you practice Ayurveda or if you've watched my Ayurveda classes, then you're aware that Ayurveda goes into determining different mind-body constitutions and giving self-care tools to all of those different mind-body constitutions, and they're called doshas. And so there are certain pranayamas that are very good for certain doshas, and this particular one is good for all the doshas. So it's cooling for pitta, grounding for vata, and energizing for kapha. So incredible breath for all the doshas, which is everyone. Okay, so let's talk about the benefits of specifically Dirga Pranayama or full belly breathing. And just a few minutes of this really beautiful, simple exercise each day can train the lungs to breathe more deeply throughout your daily activities. So bringing in more prana, it brings in more life force energy, raises vitality with each inhalation, clears those channels throughout the body, those energy channels, which are called nadis and chakras. So it starts clearing those channels out. It allows for purification of the channels with exhalation, releasing. Dirga Pranayama brings about a sense of profound relaxation and serenity, and it's great for preparing the mind to enter a meditative state. Those are some of the benefits specifically for Dirga Pranayama. You can use full belly breathing before meditation to allow for a deeper experience, and really at any time to calm the mind and release stress. And we'll go further into repetitions and how long to do it a little bit later in this class. But essentially, you can do it when you're feeling stressed out, and it's great to do before you meditate. Let's just explain it a little bit because we're going to go into the pranayama practice. So it's a 3-part breath exercise. So each part of the lungs is filled entirely with a breath in from the belly, then the rib cage, and then finally the upper chest. So each compartment is then fully emptied on the exhale, reversing the flow. So the deep, slow breathing can bring in as much as 7 times more oxygen in the system than normal shallow breathing, which mainly just engages the upper chest with really very little air to the lower abdomen. So that's what we're going to focus on today. So let's talk about how you can practice this specifically. To offer a quick overview, just kind of give you an idea of what to expect and how to practice Dirga Pranayama. So with one hand on your belly, you just relax the abdominal muscles and then slowly inhale through the nose, bringing air into the bottom of your lungs. And you should feel your abdomen rise. And this expands the lower part of the lungs. And then you continue to inhale as your rib cage expands outward. And then finally, your collarbones rise. And at the peak of the inhalation, you pause for a moment and then exhale gently from the top of the lungs to the bottom. So then you reverse the flow as you exhale. At the end of the exhalation, you contract your abdominal muscles slightly to just push out all residual air out of the bottom of your lungs, and then just hold the exhale for a moment. And then you start the process again. I'll share an analogy also just to give you an idea of what and why we do this breath in this way. So imagine you're filling a glass with water. And as you inhale, the bottom of the glass is your belly. It fills up. In the middle of the glass is the rib cage, and that fills, and then followed by the upper chest, which is the top. And then when you empty the glass, or when you drink the water, the top empties, then the middle, and finally the bottom. So it has this analogy of filling a glass, drinking a glass. You don't drink from the bottom up. You drink from the top down. So it's exactly the same way, filling up from the bottom to the top, and releasing from the top to the bottom. All right, beauties? So let's just talk about when practicing Dirga Pranayama or any pranayama technique, always remember the importance of moving slowly through the exercise and mindfully in order to receive the full benefits. So pranayama really should never be hurried or rushed. And if anytime you start feeling short of breath or dizzy or lightheaded, just simply stop, return to normal breathing, and be sure to remain seated until the sensation passes. And if you have any sustained changes in blood pressure, heart rate, or other vital signs, just connect with your healthcare provider and check in on that. But full belly breathing is a safe breathing practice for healthy individuals. And if that's you, let's go ahead and gift ourselves a enjoy more oxygen with full belly breathing meditation today. So I'm excited to share with you. It's going to be great. So this will soothe the mind, emotions, and tune to your beautiful enlivened spirit, give you choices around how you want to experience your life, and reduce stress and raise your prana, your life force energy, and your vitality. So let's begin in a comfortable seated position. And grab any props that you need, blankets, bolsters, pillows. You can grab those now, maybe a glass of water, so when you come out, you can have something handy to come back into your body, something to ground you. You want to have a straight spine, open heart. You're also welcome to lay down in this particular breath exercise. So go ahead and grab those now, and we'll begin. So I invite you to close your eyes and get comfortable. Take a few breaths. Release any stress or worries or thoughts. Just allowing them to drain from your body. Imagining them going into the earth. Allowing the earth to take them. Good. And just notice your body sitting on the chair or on the floor or lying on the floor. Notice your breathing. Notice your heartbeat. Just relax, release, and surrender. So let's go ahead and begin this beautiful meditation. We'll start with a self-inquiry exercise that will help you connect to yourself at a deeper level. We'll start by guiding you in a few soul questions. Just gently repeat each silently. And listen to whatever answers come without judgment or evaluation. Please bring your awareness into your heart center, the area of your chest. And ask yourself the first question. Who am I? Who am I? Silently ask yourself this question and notice the response that comes to you without forcing anything. You may experience thoughts, feelings, images, or sensations, or nothing at all. Whatever happens is perfect. Simply ask the question and rest in being. Just be. Who am I? Good. Now ask yourself, what do I want? What do I want? Ask the question and allow the responses to come to you. It may be in the form of thoughts, feelings, images, sensations. Just notice whatever comes to you without forcing anything or judging. Just simply ask the question and pay attention. What do I want? Good. Please let go of all the questions and answers. And bring your awareness to your breath. Simply observing the inflow and outflow without trying to control it in any way. Just continue easily observing our breath. If you notice your attention drifting away to thoughts or noises, just gently come back to observing your breath. Good. I'm going to introduce a simple breathing exercise to help you deepen into your meditation. So continue to observe your breathing easily and effortlessly. Sit comfortably. Readjust your seated position if you need to. Straight spine and open heart. Or if you're laying down, that's okay too. Place your left hand on your lower abdomen, just a few inches below your belly button. And your right hand on the outer edge of your rib cage. Take a deep breath in through your nose and out again through your nose. Continue breathing deeply through your nose and out through your nose. Inhale and exhale. Now with the next breath in, begin to focus on the natural rise of your belly, followed by the expansion of your rib cage. Inhale. And with the exhale, notice the slight compression of your ribs, followed by the contraction of your belly. As you exhale, exhale completely, releasing all the air from your belly. And as you inhale, notice the full rise of your belly and expansion of your rib cage. And as you exhale, notice the compression of your ribs and the contraction of your belly, exhaling completely. Take a few more deep breaths like this, in and out through the nose. Having your awareness and the flow of your breath through the belly and the rib cage. In and out. Inhale and exhale. Good. Now bringing your right hand to rest on the center of your chest, just below your collarbones. And as you inhale, fill your belly, then your rib cage, and now breathe all the way up into the upper chest, feeling it rise slightly. Then reverse the flow as you exhale completely, upper chest, rib cage, and belly. Exhale. And continuing through the belly, rib cage, upper chest, holding it for a moment, and then exhaling, upper chest, rib cage, belly. Contracting the belly, exhaling as much air as you can, holding it for a moment, and inhaling, belly, rib cage, upper chest. And continuing on at your own pace while I share this analogy. Again, imagining filling a glass with water. As you inhale, the bottom of your glass, you fill the belly first, and the middle, your rib cage, and then the upper chest, the top. And then as you empty or drink the glass, you empty through the chest, the upper part of the glass, the mid part, the rib cage, and finally the bottom, the lower lungs. Good. Continuing at your own pace. We'll repeat this pattern several times. Keeping awareness on this three-part movement. Breathing in as your belly fills, then your ribs and your chest. And out as your chest ribs, and belly lowers. Exhale. Good. Inhaling fully through the belly, ribs, and chest. Exhaling fully through the chest, ribs, and belly. Good. And when you feel comfortable with the rhythm, you can feel free to relax your hands. Let them rest comfortably in your lap. Good. And continue breathing with your entire lung capacity, letting your breath flow smoothly. Good. And let your breath be smooth. It may get faster or slower, or deeper or shallower, however it changes. Just observe it innocently. And whenever your attention drifts to thoughts in your mind, or sounds in your environment, sensations in your body, just gently return to your breath. Good. And I'll watch the time. And when it's time to return, I'll chime a soft bell.
Please keep your eyes closed. Allow your breath to return to its natural rhythm. Good. Continuing to rest in being, resting in existence, resting in presence. Breathing naturally. I'll introduce 4 intentions. And as I say them, just take them inside for yourself. Joyful, energetic body. Joyful, energetic body. Loving, compassionate heart. Loving, compassionate heart. Reflective, alert mind. Reflective, alert mind. Lightness of being. Lightness of being. And continue to rest in being. Good. Take some time to rest. Continuing to inhale and exhale slowly at your natural pace. Good. Begin to bring your attention back into your room, into this time, into this place. And gradually bring your awareness back to where you're sitting or lying. And just take some time to sit restfully, inhaling and exhaling slowly. Good. And when you're ready, you can start to move your body, wiggling your fingers and toes. Stretching and moving in any way you like. Rolling your head from side to side. Good. And when it's comfortable, you can gently open your eyes. And be present right here, right now. Namaste.
That's going to the Q&A. What are other self-care practices that I can do? How can I carry this bliss, this beautiful experience of consciousness with me on a regular basis? What are some other things that I can practice? So the practices of Ayurveda, which include meditation, yoga, and pranayama, all help to continue your self-care practices that hold you in a place of consciousness, that hold you in a place of taking care of yourself to remember the truth of who you are, really healthy things that you can do for yourself. And it helps you expand into that greater aspect, that non-physical aspect of yourself. So Ayurveda is the original lifestyle medicine from ancient India. It's 5,000-year-old lifestyle medicine, offers many ways to take care of yourself and to know the truth of who you are. And I'm going to share some links to a series of Ayurveda classes that I shared that will help you soothe your emotions, remember the truth of who you are, expand in consciousness, and carry this beautiful quality of bliss with you. Two share an intro to Ayurveda, and the other support you in creating greater awareness and connection to balancing your particular mind-body constitution. We talked about that a little earlier. And to know your true self, to experience that beauty that you are. That link is in the description of the video. So check out those videos to have more tools on self-care. And you're also invited to continue even deeper on this beautiful path of self-discovery for yourself and carrying this beautiful, blissful feeling, to go deeper with me specifically in teachings of meditation, yoga asana, Ayurveda. By joining the Phoenix community list, you'll receive weekly Phoenix goodies and news, and you'll hear more about beautiful courses and events that I'm sharing. Feel free to sign up, join the community, be a part. We're going to be offering events here soon in Kauai, Hawaii. So look forward to sharing that with you and keeping you in the loop. So connect and we'll continue our beautiful journey together.